Guys, Fernandez Lembo on the grid. You know, John, we're out of football season, but we might as well start off with a football story here.
Yeah.
Brett Gerber, the fine middle linebacker for Braden Christian, transferring over to Manatee, had 163 tackles last year.
Yeah.
Nice addition for Manatee. The guy is not only a great football player, he's a smart guy, as a Metzner candidate. And,
has a USF
member.
offer. Yeah.
Yes, and he's smart enough to probably get Ivy League if he chooses to do so. A nice addition to Manatee.
Yeah. You know, we'll see how he fits in over there.
Right.
Obviously, Manatee's defense had its struggles last season. See if he makes an impact. Also played both sides of the ball at Braden Christian. Probably won't happen at Manatee.
Sure.
Manatee has kind of prided itself over the years of guys not going both ways to kind of wear down the opponents who do. But yeah, I mean, it should be an interesting mix. You know, a loss for BCS, but definitely a gain for Manatee, and we'll see where it goes from here.
Well, I mean, a guy like that, without knowing the circumstances of why he's leaving.
Right.
I mean, maybe they have better academics over there. I don't know. But at least from a football aspect, he's going to a program where more exposure. Maybe he won't be the big top dog that he was at BC, because at Braden Christian, I did a story on him. He was clearly their best player as a defender.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, and maybe you get more eyeballs playing at Manatee. I mean, you know, we'll see. I mean, that's obviously the thing. I mean, especially if they, you know, with the new playoffs next year, kind of beef the schedule up. Not saying they played a weak one this year, but, you know, playing, you know, some good non-district teams. And, yeah, definitely, I mean, maybe some more exposure, as you mentioned. Obviously, Manatee is still Manatee. So, yeah, I mean, it could be a good move for Brett personally.
Actually, it's like moving away from home, because his dad, Alan Gerber, is the head coach. So it's like we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, we moved from football to really boys basketball. Actually, girls weightlifting. Let's start with that, because you had a story.
Yeah.
Manatee hosted the district tournament.
2-8-15. Yeah.
Yes, did quite well. Finished second place.
Yeah.
Qualifying 8 lifters to
all the
regional
locals did
meet.
quite well. Yeah. Also, Palmetto, Braden River, and Ranch were there. They qualified a bunch of lifters for Wednesday's regional meet in Charlotte. Next, but yeah, definitely a good day for Manatee, and as well as all the local schools.
I mean, usually Charlotte is at this meet, right? And they're hosting their own. So that means Manatee didn't have one of their main competitors.
Right, but as Coach Rich Lansky said in the story, he said Sun Lake's good. Sun Lake's a strong team, and as I mentioned too, he thinks that maybe at regional, he's hoping that Sun Lake and Charlotte kind of beat up on each other a little bit and eat each other's points a little bit. So maybe Manatee will help Manatee a little bit, make some hay in the regional and get some girls forward. But yeah, they qualified 8 girls. Also champions for Palmetto, champions for Braden River, champions for Ranch. So yeah, I mean, 4 of the 8 teams were locals, all Manatee County yesterday, and they did well for themselves. You know,
I've seen you post photos of your weightlifting prowess. I don't know whether you deadlift, but after seeing these girls lift, are you a little envious? I mean, are they doing weights that you aspire to, or are you already eclipsing what they're doing?
Well, obviously it's all weight classes. So you have 101 to unlimited, and obviously, some of the girls who are limited, they're lifting way more than I'll ever dream of lifting. Right. Because it's the bench press and it's the clean and jerk.
Are you unlimited, or what's your weight class?
We'll see. I haven't had an official weigh-in yet. But yeah, so I mean, obviously, it's funny. I mean, you look at some of the champions in the 101, the champions in the unlimited, it's different. But yeah, it's pretty impressive. And I'm doing a story next week because 4 of Manatee's lifters are cheerleaders. And they're
they going to region too? I was about to mention.
Well, their cheerleading team has won 4 straight state championships, and I talked to one of the cheerleaders for my story, and she said it's been a big helping their cheerleading team. And she's a flyer. She's one of the girls they throw through the air.
Sure.
So she, but she's also a 101 pounder. So she keeps her muscle but stays lean. But she says lifting has given her better endurance, helps self-confidence, and the cheer team lifted last year, and a bunch of girls said, "Hey, let's do this as a sport." And Coach Lansky is big on girls and boys, for the most part, doing more than one sport, so he doesn't care. As long as they keep themselves fit and active, he's all for it.
How things have changed. When I was in high school, we had cheerleaders, but we didn't have competition.
Right.
Mostly at football games up in Massachusetts, they just tried to stay warm, not really doing much during a football game. So it's how they've advanced and having their own competition. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, and I think a lot of them might look at a football game as kind of a practice in a sense, to get ready for competitive cheer. And Manatee's won 4 straight state titles, so that's a dynasty right now.
That's good for them.
Yeah.
Moving on to girls hoops.
Yeah.
Girls hoops is a lot of games, so it's hard to pinpoint a key matchup, unlike in football, which is weekly. But you got a good one coming up. Sarasota taking on Lakewood Ranch. Sarasota 15-1, humbled Venice, trying to avenge their only loss of the season. Lakewood Ranch beat Manatee 64-19. They're 18-2. Great matchups whenever these two teams play each other.
Yeah, Thursday night. It should be a good one. It's kind of the precursor, I think, to the district championship game.
Sure.
and maybe even the regional quarterfinal if not looking too far ahead. But yeah, two really good teams. I've seen Sarasota a couple times. They're impressive. Saw them play Northport last week, and Northport did a good job of kind of neutralizing Jada Bennett and Madison Pack. Amani Jones had a huge night, led the team in points, steals, and rebounds. And the Northport coach, Dale Huffman, said they're just deep. They're a good, deep team. So that should be a good game. Or I think it's at Ranch, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And Ranch has really become a great atmosphere for basketball, boys and girls. So it should be a great night. And if you like good girls basketball or good basketball in general, I'd be at Lakewood Ranch tomorrow night. It should be a great game.
We got to give a shout out to Madison Pack. 17 points, 1,000 points for her career. I remember when Rob Juters was still the coach, and she was just a freshman. And I used to watch practice, and she looked a little ungainly out there, but obviously she's developed 1,000 points in a high school career.
Yeah.
That's it's a little more than my high school career.
And she's going to Columbia, so she kind of has everything I don't say has everything figured out.
Together.
Because no one has everything figured out, but that's pretty impressive. And, Columbia is a pretty good school.
Right.
from what I hear.
I mean, I went to Columbia, Missouri, but it wasn't the school we're thinking of.
I think I trained to Columbia a few times growing up on the island, but yeah.
Did you?
So
yes.
That's a real good school. So, yeah, good for her. And, again, it should be a great game tomorrow night. A lot of great players.
We can't forget Braden Christian. 17-1. Beat St. Stephen 70-31. 4 girls in double figures, led by Sophie Jungian. They're always. I mean, did they have
like we said last week, they kind of had a slow spell. Of course, Jim Van Thiel stepped down, great head coach all those years, led them to state championship. But yeah, they seem to be back. Their one loss, as we said, came to Bayshore in the Smoothie King final. But as I mentioned, Bayshore has won that thing 4 straight, which is rare. You see the same team, unless it's the host, win it. But yeah, they're having a great season, and now you're getting the nitty-gritty. I mean, girls soccer starts next week.
Right.
So we're about 2 weeks away from girls district hoops, and I think how they're playing now is going to dictate what they do in the postseason.
We always give a shout out here to anything to do with Wally Keller, 11th annual Wally Keller Classic, Friday and Saturday at Charlotte High School. 8 area teams. I guess the big matchup is Port Charlotte and Charlotte. That's a district matchup. Always a pretty good competition.
Yeah, and Port Charlotte's having a great year.
Right.
Sean Price, of course, this year eclipsed 1,000 points. And I'll say this, I've covered a lot of big events in the area. I think Charlotte does big events as well as any school.
They do.
Swimming, wrestling, you name it. Everything runs very smooth. Everything runs on time. So I think if anyone can handle a big 8-game event, it's Charlotte, and this is the 11th straight. They have the facility for it, so it should be a good day, a good couple of days of basketball.
I'm about to suck up to you again. I mentioned your story in today's paper. You had one on Tuesday. Again, John Goki, nice story. 22 goals, 11 and 11. He's
got 25 now. I think he scored a couple nights ago.
25. 11-1 and 3 Venice. District tourney coming up. I mean, they could go to the regional tourney for the first time in 2004. I mean, I haven't seen the team play. Do they ride this guy? Are they riding his back quite a bit? Obviously, as a goal scorer.
Well, I mean, the game I saw, they beat Riverview 4-1. He had a goal and 2 assists, but they have other players who can play.
Right.
They're in Palmetto's district. Palmetto playing very well. They beat Lakewood Ranch 4-1 last week. So Palmetto is a big hill to climb. I mean, they're a team that's kind of, they might have gotten their mojo back from their great runs they had at the Final Four and everything. They're a team to watch. But yeah, I mean, he's a cool story. He never wanted to play anything but soccer. He never really. I mean, you think of Venice, the boys' sports. You think of football. You think of baseball. But his love has been soccer, and he has a chance to elevate that team to where it hasn't been before in a long time. So, yeah.
Good, nice story.
Yeah.
When I think of soccer, usually it's Cardinal Mooney or other. Usually, I don't think of Venice Indians as
you think of Lakewood Ranch,
powerhouse.
Exactly. But yeah, they're making some hay.
Looking forward. What do we got coming up? You mentioned in the days to come.
Next week on postseason, girls district soccer tournaments begin, and then we just keep rolling. And then it's boys, and it's basketball, then it's wrestling, and so yeah, now it gets really, really exciting.
We've both covered soccer. When it's a little chilly out there, and you're just standing there,
That's why I pace the sideline.
You walk the sidelines?
Just to stay warm.
You're like a nervous, expectant father. Yeah,
so I've done that already, too.
Oh, yeah, you've done that already. So we got a lot to talk about next week.
Yeah.
Just revving up, as you said, postseason and a lot of sports. So we got a lot to talk about next week. So for John Lembo, I'm Doug Fernandes. We'll see you next week and On the Grid.